Alright, hey everybody, welcome back to Our Life Beginnings and Always. Last time we left off doing the mall, a moment at the mall, because we didn't realize that we had not really done that, because like I said before, I thought I had done it, but then after checking, I was like, I haven't not done that one, so I haven't recorded it, so did that one yesterday. So we are past the mall, we are past the birthday moment, we are on to Summerwork DLC. So let's get into it. Grab my keyboard so I can get comfortable. You stared out the window, watching the scenery pass by as your mom drove down the quiet streets at a leisurely pace. A singer crooned sweetly from the radio, tuned low enough that you could block it out if you wanted. You turned away from the window when your mom suddenly spoke up. "Well, kids, are you excited to be going to the library?" Asks Mom. Yeah, I can't wait to get there. Mom laughed, catching your eye in the rear view mirror and winking. "I don't know why I asked. I already know how you feel about it," says Mom.
So?
"What about you, Cove? You're part of the conversation too."
Not really.
"If I don't have school stuff to do, I would probably be somewhere else," says Cove.
I see.
"I get it. I wasn't so keen on the library in my day either," says Mom. "Really?" asks Cove. "Well, no, unless you count under 6 years old as my day." She grinned over at the two of you briefly. Mom refocused on driving, humming along with the radio under her breath. You went back to staring outside. As you passed one street, you caught a glimpse of someone in brightly colored clothing passing out balloon animals. It sparked a faraway memory, and you felt your lips twitching up before consciously remembering why. Sorry about that. How long ago was it that you and Cove watched the amazing Alexander performing magic tricks? Hey Cove, do you remember that one guy?
Maybe.
Maybe I do, says Cove. Alexander, the amazing Alexander. He gave us dolphin balloons for free. At this reminder, Cove smiled faintly.
Oh,
yeah. I wonder if he's ever there now. Maybe we should go more often to check. Maybe, says Cove. You couldn't help the way your own smile curled up higher at the sentiment. You wanted to say something else, but couldn't quite think of what, and so just settled back into your seat. When silence filled the car again, you returned your attention to the window. It was an absolutely gorgeous day. You leaned your face to the sunshine, tempted to close your eyes as the gentle rays warmed your cheeks. Chippy, asked Mom. Huh? You lifted yourself up a bit more, seeing your mom twisting her torso face you, confused from the front seat of the car. Next to you was nothing. Cove's car door was already open. You had reached the destination before you even realized it. I was asking what time should I pick you two up? Asked Mom. 4 should be okay. That should give you enough time to finish your summer assignments, or at least make a large enough dent. Thanks, Mom. You hopped out of the car, remembering to grab your backpack at the last second.
alright.
Alright then. Have fun, you two. We will. You closed the door, giving a little wave. She waved back. The two of you went right to the door of the library. Cove reached it first and tugged it open, stepping inside. He kept it propped open so you could pass through behind him. The air was much cooler inside the building than it had been for a few seconds. You spent outdoors. The space was filled with the soft din of papers being moved and whispered voices. Hey, you seem kind of distracted on the ride here, says Cove. Just enjoying the day. Cove looked dubious at the vague answer. Okay, says Cove. What? Don't you think it's nice out? I do, says Cove. Your study buddy was standing at the front of the library by a long rack of magazines. Predictably, he was flipping through one of various sports players on the cover, looking intense enough to burst off the page. His head snapped up when you walked over, beaming wildly. "Hey, Chippy Cove," says Derek. "Hi, were you waiting for a while?" "Not super long," says Derek. Derek put the magazine back in his place. Then he gestured to the space at his side. Most of the tables were empty, only a few people leafing through books. "There's plenty of room," says Derek. An unspoken agreement. The three of you started moving towards the seating area. Derek taking 2 steps for every one of Cove's. "Oh, guess what? I'm pretty sure I've mastered the fake shot. I'll show you some other time," says Derek. Derek looked over to gauge the level of interest. "Do you know it?" asked Derek. Soccer's not really for me," says Cove. All the sporty stuff Cove liked was beach related: surfing, snorkeling, bodyboarding. And he didn't play a lot of team games, but he did like doubles volleyball. "How does it go?" asked Cove. Derek's eyes flashed with excitement as he explained.
Kick!
"Well, you move the ball like you're going to go one way, then..." He demonstrated by running a few steps ahead, showing off some fancy footwork. "You do it like this, so it does it like that," says Derek. You laughed, bobbing your head at his attempt to get the trick across with no ball. "Shh," says the librarian. The three of you looked over the checkout desk. The librarian stood behind it, and it was wearing a deep frown. Okay. Didn't kind of make sense, but alright. I'm gonna pick the second one. You were apologetic. You mouthed sorry, she sighed, before turning back to the book she was reading. Derek scratched his cheek, choosing not to let that derail things.
Oops!
"So, what are you guys working on?" asked Derek. Try to figure this one out. Okay, I'm gonna pick number 3. You had yet to start a single assignment, sadly. Not that you hadn't tried. It just took a lot of time for you to understand what was being asked. Anyway, you had assignments you needed to finish in your backpack. Now was the best time to choose which one to start with. First one. I think I'll work on my history assignment. And I just realized I forgot to put a sign on my door. So give me a moment. Alright, sorry about that. We have to do this timeline thing. It made sense to work on that while you were here, since you'd probably need to consult the reference books. There's some summer reading too. I have to go through an assigned book, but I'm going to do that later since it doesn't need extra references or anything. What about you two? I've got a few worksheets. They looked pretty easy, but my school gave us 3 books to read. Can't they stick with just one? Asked Derek. I'm also doing the timeline, says Cove. Excuse me. Yeah. Y'all found a table close to the tall bookshelves and set up camp. Within seconds, pencils and folders and books were strewn out on the surface. Okay, you focused on your work. You needed to take this opportunity to finish your work. Otherwise, you'd be struggling to get everything done on time. You checked the requirements on the homework sheet your teacher had given you. Then open up your textbook to the pages you needed. After some time, Cove shifted his seat, twisting his back as if trying to work knots out of it. Feeling antsy? You paid enough attention to Ko to recognize when he was no longer feeling comfortable. Yeah, I'm gonna wander around for a bit, says Cove.
Talk to you later.
See you. I'm gonna stay here. I'm making good progress, says Derek. They'll stay too. You didn't want to break your concentration and have to get back into it. How's your assignment coming along? Derek flashed you a grin. It's whizzing by, no problems. How about yours? Asked Derek. I'm gonna go with the first one. It's closer to being done than it was this morning. Hey, at least you're moving forward, says Derek. But weird to think that you will be back in school soon, says Derek. Yeah, a new school year. Are you looking forward to it? Wouldn't say I was looking forward to it, but this year is going to be the year. The year of what?
Right.
The year I'm on the team. He pumped his fist in the air, momentarily became too loud for a library again. The team? Which one? Football or soccer, says Derek. Pick the third one. Good luck. Thanks. Thing is, I haven't figured out how I'm going to pick. I'd have more time to practice and get real good if I stick with just one. I don't know. I'm gonna go with the first one. Do it that makes you happy. I'm happy playing both, but I'd be happier being better. But hey, how about you? What's the new school year got in store for you? Asked Derek. Excuse me. gonna pick the third one. Lots of fun.
I get it.
That's a solid plan, says Derek. You continue swapping visions of the year ahead until Cove returned. With a start, you realized that a solid 15 minutes had slipped by. It had only felt like a few moments. With fresh minds, you all turned back to your work. The sound of scuffling dragged you out of your head. You looked up, surprised to see Derek packing up. You're done? Derek casually shrugged, but you could tell he felt proud to be the first finished. Told you it wasn't anything hard, says Derek. I'm gonna go with the first one. Wish mine was that easy. Want me to look over it? Maybe I've got some tips that'll help. That'd be great, thanks.
I gotcha.
Says Derek. With a smile, Derek leaned over your part of the table. He took some time to get the gist and point you in the right direction before turning it back over to you. Derek leaned on the back of his feet. Okay, I'm gonna look around while you guys finish. See you, says Derek. Bye.
Bye.
See ya, says Cove. Later on, Cove shifted his seat, closing his book as he looked over the notes he'd been taking. Glancing away, you contemplated what you had done. Contemplated. Glancing away, you contemplated what you had done thus so far, too. First one. You had finished everything. You weren't sure if you had done it correctly, but it was finished. Derek's advice made it easier in the end. Are you about ready? It's almost 4, says Cove. Yeah, I think so. Come on. The both of you gathered up your books, and after returning the ones you'd used for reference to their proper shelves, set off to find wherever Derek had wandered off to. He was in the biographies section. His back was to the two of you, one hand above his head and the other supporting himself against the shelf. strained to grab one of the books. Hey Derek, we're ready.
Okay.
Says Derek. He glanced towards the sound of your voice, then up towards the shelf he was trying to reach. I can get that for you. Yeah, thanks, Chippy, says Derek. Derek directed you towards the book he wanted. It was an autobiography of someone you never heard of before. And then the three of you moved to the front of the library to wait for your rides. You stood close to the window and let out a content sigh, feeling the rays of warm you from the slightly chilly library interior. I'm gonna go with the last one. Got any plans after this? I'm gonna work on my technique. Can't get rusty while school's out, says Derek. That answer was inevitable. Technique for what? Football. How about you two? The words "you two" echoed in your mind. You knew what Eric meant, but why was it bringing a smile to your face? To be linked with Cove, even in the most tenuous circumstance. Nothing planned. Me neither, says Cove. Oh, that's my dad's car, says Derek. Derek lifted a hand to wave, pushing the door open and heading towards the blue pickup truck waiting in the parking lot.
Talk to you later.
See ya, Chippy. Bye, Cove. You watched Derek jog off before scanning the area for your mom. Excuse me. Did you get everything done? Sort of, says Clove. I saw you're done, says Clove. He smiled, impressed. You felt pretty good about that. I feel like I need to come back to the library again before summer's over. Even if your assigned work was done, you might have to double check some things or do preparation for the start of the year. I'll come with you. I still have those books to read anyway. He smiled at the idea. Despite not working on the same thing, it'd be nice to have some company. Especially if it's cold, yeah. I'm good with that. Hey, do you want to do something with me after this? Oh, sure, says Cove. Cove seemed eager towards the offer. You hadn't exactly expected him to say no, but the agreement still made you happy. The two of you smiled at each other. Cove looked away after a second, and you did too, so you did too. Fidgeting with the hem of your shirt, it wasn't long before you spied your mom's car coming down the road. There she is.
All right.
Time to go then, says Cove. You climbed into the car, sliding into your usual seats and buckling the belts. Hey kiddos, did you get a lot done? Asked Mom. I'm done.
Nice.
Amazing, says Mom. The car shifted into action and you watched as the library shrunk into the distance. It wouldn't be the last time you saw this summer. Even better, you were going to have good company with you. You were already counting down the days. You fielded questions from Mom while you tried to jingle a conversation with Cove. Yeah. When she learned you two were planning on returning, she immediately offered to give you a ride next time. You continued to answer Mom's questions about what you'd been working on, then told her about your plans to stick with Cove after getting back. There was something knowing in her smile that made you pause, just for a moment. But soon enough the trip was over. You had arrived back to your neighborhood. Cove had run over to his house real quick to drop off his stuff. You also made a pit stop to put your backpack away before heading out again. The two of you regrouped in the middle of the road, halfway between your houses. With everything wrapped up, you could now freely enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Your conversation resumed as both began walking down the street together. The afternoon came and went. Dinner was eaten and you were cleaned up. You were cleaning up the dishes left behind from it. Cove had elected to stay for the meal today. He passed you a couple of plates to rinse in the sink, even though he didn't have to. Cove asked to do at least something to help. You scored the last of them and let out a satisfied sigh. Okay, we're done. I'm going upstairs now. You dusted your guests for the evening. Are you gonna come with me?
Yeah.
I don't have to go back till later, says Cove. Take it easy, kids. Thank you for the help, says Mom. Then you got back to the room. You noticed your backpack from earlier You figured it would be best to unpack the stuff you needed before going to bed. Cove plopped into the desk chair and spun around a bit as he got comfortable. He watched you contentedly as you walked across the room. He didn't need or expect you to try entertaining him constantly. It was just nice to be near each other even when nothing was going on. You hefted your bag up to the bed. It sunk into the comforter. With that, you started to sort through books and paper packets. Not all of it were things you need anytime soon. A small pile of the most important assets began to grow at the side of your backpack until you'd gone over it all. You had actually finished flipping through the contents, but that wasn't all of your work. You instinctively pulled the opening closer to you and peered inside. A second look through commenced, and then a third. And then you began to open the smaller pockets. You were missing your history assignment. Chippy? Asked Cove. By this point, Cove could tell something was wrong. You had spent the better part of today completely finishing it, and now it was gone. It hadn't been noteworthy before, but the bag wasn't really zipped when you had first begun to look through. The work could have fallen out somewhere if you had it in the first place. You were upset by the revelation, but made yourself stay calm. You caught the problem early. There was still time to make it right. You couldn't lose your head. My history work isn't in my backpack. At your word, Cove jumped out of his seat.
No way!
Oh crap. Is there somewhere we can look? The bag was kind of open, so he went sympathetically. That left a lot of options for where it might be. Most of them bad. You resolved to check the spot backpack was originally left in. It couldn't hurt to look. With nothing in sight there you expanded the search to the rest of the space. Cove did his best to stay out of your way while keeping an eye open for your missing work. It was a fruitless effort, Your assignment wasn't here. Let's check downstairs. It might still be in your house someplace, says Cove. Fine.
How
How are you?
Why, hello again. Is everything alright? Asked Mom. You told your mom what was going on. I packed my bag and one of my assignments wasn't there.
I'm so sorry.
Sweetie, I'm so sorry. What's missing? Asked Mom. An assignment for school from the library today. Mom's eyebrows raised with concern at the answer. That's a pickle. I'll call right now. I think they might still be open. Thanks, Mom. Don't worry about it. That's gonna help. Thanks, Mom.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Just leave it to me, says Mom. Cove, honey, you could tell us if there was anything you noticed. You were with Chippy, right? I saw the assignment when Chippy had it out at the library. I don't remember him putting it away, but I'm pretty positive there was nothing left on the table when we were done. He spoke resolutely. Before now he hadn't considered what that something might have been left behind. He had felt the same when leaving, though it was hard not to second guess things now. Your mom re-entered the scene a few seconds later. The look on her face was not promising.
Well,
So I got a hold of one of the librarians. They don't have any papers with your name on them. Not that they could see anyway. Sorry, says Mom. Thanks for trying. Of course. Sorry it was a bust. It's not your fault. Chippy, hey, let's go over to my house. I can check my bag. Maybe I took it when we were packing up and didn't notice. Good idea. Things were getting heavy here with your mom's worrying. Maybe he needed to get away from it. Or maybe he thought you needed a chance to get away from it. Let's go. Cove nodded and made his way to the door. Your mom stood by with creased brows. Take care, kids. Good luck. Bye, Moms. You briskly made the trip across the street. In less than a minute, you were going through the threshold of Cove's house. Cove had been in a rush earlier today, too. His backpack was tossed on the couch without a thought. No one had moved it since then. You can sit down or anything. I'm gonna look. He lifted up the backpack and zipped it. In a fluid motion, you were left to wait as he rooted around inside with an unexpected level of seriousness. You accepted his offer of hospitality and took it easy. It wasn't possible to stop Cove on his quest, so you tried to relax in the meantime. Eventually, he sighed heavily. Cove's arms was still tucked away inside, but the search was over. Sorry. It was obvious there wasn't much of a chance Cove somehow had it this whole time. You just shrugged. That's alright. He dropped the backpack to the floor unceremoniously and spoke with a cautious tone.
Are you okay?
Is it? You're really okay? Asked Cove. I really am. I can get another copy and rewrite the stuff. It's nice of you to ask about it. That's cool, I'm glad. Cove laughed lightly, and you noticed a small shake to it. He was clearly relieved you were going to get through this. It was sweet. He had been more upset about the loss than you. I think it's admirable how you can keep it together like that, says Cove. You were flattered he thought so. Oh? Cove was someone you were close with, that's true, but you hadn't expected him to say you were admirable. It was nice. Then the moment was interrupted by the piercing ring of the home phone. You wordlessly stared at one another with raised brows. Cove's mouth formed a tiny frown. Kara appeared from the hall on the far side of the living room, summoned by the noise.
Hey ya.
Hi Cove, hi Chippy. Hey Cove, hi Chippy. I didn't know you were here, says Kara. She strolled on past. Your eyes followed her. Cove's mom answered the call, giving a chipper greeting to whoever was on the other end. A few uh-ohs and mms. Later, Kara thanked the person and placed the phone down once more. Chippy, that was your ma. She said your stuff was in the car. Yeah, I was going to suggest maybe we should go search out the car. It could have fell out in the car.
What?
Really? Asked Cove. That's what I was told. Now I'm just returning the guest. I'm just returned to the guest room. You can have your privacy. Cole's face circled from the shock of too sorry his mom made her escape laughing. He shook the interruption off and refocused on you. They've got it, says Cove. As you guessed, this wasn't going to be a big deal. They've got it. Cove smiled crookedly and shrugged one shoulder. We should probably head to your house. Your mom's might want to talk to you, says Cove. Yeah, my parents really care about me. They had kept searching even after you left. And because of that, it all worked out. Cove nodded in agreement. Cove, it means a lot that you stuck with me. Thanks. He brightened up with sparkling eyes.
Don't worry about it.
Anytime, Chippy, says Cove. While stepping toward the door together, there was a thought in your head that you knew to be true. You were going to be there for one another with the small things and when it came to the big things. And that's it. That's the end of it. Our next moment will be escapade. So thanks again for watching on my YouTube channel. Don't forget to click the like button and the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Also, I would like to encourage you to please check out my Patreon. If you could please become a Patreon contributor, it would really help because, like I said, the money is going to go to charity. I don't see a dime or a penny of it. It's going to go straight to charity. That's why I'm doing this. So I really appreciate it. If you can, go to my Patreon and become a Patreon contributor. Also, I'm running a special. If you become a $25 VIP contributor, you will receive either a sticker or a button pin with a picture that has a picture of me on it in fursuit, of course. And it'll say on there, thank you for becoming a VIP contributor. So that is all for today, and I will see you guys later.